Okay, we're back doing Puzzle Rush again, and we can look at this move that was just played here. So we had a queen takes knight, and we're trying to figure out what we want to play. Probably queen takes bishop would be what we want to do. Just kind of count the remaining pieces here. We got these three minor pieces. They've got two if we take this one, and there's a rook and a rook, and we've got two rooks. So yeah, looks like we just take the bishop and next puzzle. Okay, now we're doing the back rank mate stuff again. So rook takes rook, rook blocks, and then mate, right? And checkmate there. That's checkmate. Okay, so rook checks, queen mates. Queen, queen. Yeah, and the knight's anchored in, so we make sure the knight's anchored in when we do this, but queen checks here supported by the knight, and then queen checks there for mate. Got a bishop and a queen coordinating for checkmate. Rook has the other square that the king would need. Checkmate. Checkmate, alright. Bishop looks good because we've got these two squares, got these squares, so really we just need this last diagonal and we got everything. Queen there for mate. And I'm going a bit faster today. If you were watching the recent puzzle rush that I did, I was kind of explaining things a bit more last time, but this time, assuming that you may have already seen that content, just going ahead and solving these a bit more quickly where I can. You could go there, doesn't seem quite... Oh, it's here. King goes there and maybe knight checks, but then how do we finish it off then, right? Oh, we just take the rook, I guess, so... Okay. I was trying to make it be a mate, and that's why I was failing, but... We would take the bishop for mate if they let us, so queen all the way in. You can't go here because the knight controls that square, so all the way in supported by the bishop. Guess rook takes his checkmate. This is kind of an optical illusion. It looks like this rook is protecting that rook through the queen, but in all reality, when this rook captures, it's just the king fighting against both queen and rook, so this is mate. And this is... this is a fun one to show you because I don't think we saw this yesterday. Check here, check there, and then we'll take the bishop for mate, so... Okay, take here would be one idea. Looks like we're winning a bishop, so we take here, then we take there, because we got the bishop pinned to the king. And when we take there, they recapture here, then we take again, and we win the piece, so... Yeah, like this. Pawn up, threatening to queen. But what do we do? So pawn up, if the rook goes all the way back, we play pawn up again, the rook goes over. Then we threaten mate. Oh, that's so mean. So watch how this works. This is our next move. And the reason this works is we're threatening to come in with check, and if the rook takes the pawn, it's just checkmate. These two pawns are already there. And if the rook doesn't take the pawn, so if they try to make a square, then we play check, and it's an awkward situation where, yeah, the king can still move to whatever square they create for the king, but when the rook captures our rook, we're going to create a queen, and if they don't capture our rook, we'll just take their rook for free, so... Wait to move. Check here. Looks awfully good, just using the fact that this is controlled, and then if the knight moves back, we have knight and queen attacking the knight, so both these pieces can attack here. That looks decent to start. Yeah, it's just checkmate. And it's one of those ones where it's because it's a pawn that's checkmating the king, it maybe is something that's a little bit easier to miss, but you got the rook through here, the knight has this, the pawn has this, and so if we look at the squares then, it's a knight guards this pawn as well. So the knight gets these two, we already have these, and then this pawn going forward, along with the fact the pawn controls that square and the knight's there, means it's mate, and then the rook's guarding the pawn, so... Alright. Rook bishop. I wonder if it's like knight takes. trying to exploit an overworked piece. The queen is both protecting the bishop and protecting the rook, so if we play rook takes rook, whatever pieces here we can take for free. So I think it's knight takes. If queen takes, we can play rook takes. So we'll walk through some of these combinations, or some of these available moves that would happen. So if knight takes, queen takes, we can capture with the rook, protecting our queen. And if rook takes, we take the queen for free. And if queen takes, we take the rook. Although that doesn't quite work. That doesn't quite work. I'm wrong about that. We just got to go for the. We got to do it the other way then. I was trying to make it work that way, but unfortunately, at the end of that, the way I was describing it, there would be a check to win our bishop. So that can't be the right way. It's got to be knight takes, queen takes, knight takes, rook takes mate. So it's, yeah, and they just do this, which is a similar idea. So you just see the overworked piece. Rook attacks rook, queen attacks knight, and this queen is simultaneously responsible for both pieces, and she can't stay with both. So we check, pulling the queen off, and then we take there. And then she can take the bishop. She could have taken the bishop. And this is the important move, I guess, because could go here, threatening mate. Be another idea. But what I want to do is like guard this bishop or threaten mate would be the two options. I could go there, pawn goes up. Then what am I doing, right? Oh, I could just play queen here. This is the idea. So you play queen here, and it looks like, well, what does that do? Can't they still take our bishop? Yeah, they can take our bishop, but then we would go up here, and we'd have checkmate. So queen to e6, and yeah, they just acknowledge that we solved that one. So let's see. Maybe there's a problem here with trying to stop this mate. So knight goes here. The pawn is double attacked with both the knight and the queen. The queen would like to go up and guard, but the queen controls that square, so she can't do that. And then if you use the next most sensible move, it would be like pawn moves up to stop the queen and the knight from attacking g7. But when that pawn goes forward, it allows our knight to come in, and the knight can check, winning the queen. So here, takes queen. This looks like a nice way to start. Force the king back, and then we're in that situation where both of these squares are controlled. All we need to do is just check, take, recapture for mate. So a little back rank checkmate there. And this is a fun one too. I feel like these are the puzzles that when you first look at them, you can start getting really frustrated if you don't consider giving up some material. But if we give the queen for the rook, the only option the king will have is to take the queen. Otherwise the game would be over if they didn't know that they could take the queen. But check to pull them over, and then look at the pawn. See how it's controlling these squares, and there's a pawn there? It's exactly back to like one of those first puzzles where we have a back rank mate because of the king not being able to get off the back rank. So white to move here. I think we're going to take this pawn with check and then take the rook, and then our pawn is gone. So check, capture, and then launch our pawn forward. So alright, this check seems awfully good. And then take the queen. But maybe there's something else we need to do first. So I was thinking like captures, king moves up. And what do we want to do? We could play queen here actually. That might be a better move. So you could play knight takes pawn check, the king has to move forward. And then with the knight here and the king there, play our queen up here. And we're threatening two things. We're threatening checkmate, because the knight and the queen are coordinating against this pawn. I guess they could come over here, though. But if they go there, we take the knight. With check. Do we take the knight with check? It's not check, is it? There's a little bit to think about with this one. If we take here and the king goes up. Oh, we could check here too, though. Oh, that's mean. That seems right to me. So we take here with check. King goes up. Move our queen out of danger with check. Although they have like a windmill attack, right? They have like this. We go over. Rook can go up, check, take our queen. So I mean, I do like this capture though. Knight, queen. Oh, let's see how this works out. Okay, so the rook is pinned. So now, with the rook pinned to the king, this is no longer working. Because in order for the rook to take this pawn, it can't be pinned to the king. So that's why we can just capture the queen now. But that looked pretty complicated. An interesting one to try to solve, right? So, I was starting to do some simple moves, and then I got a little bit nervous. Like queen checks, and our king seems to be in a lot of danger. Like a whole lot of danger. I was gonna try like, you know, knight takes here. If we have time, pawn takes, queen takes, rook would be like, I'd like to get both these pieces off the board for the knight, and even this pawn, it'd be like knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes rook, you know, with the king getting in check. But I think we have to go after mate. Yeah, we have to go after mate. So like this idea, if nothing else was happening in the position, if it was just our king was safe, like this move wasn't available, and like pieces weren't around our king already, we could totally go after ideas like knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes rook. That'd be a fine idea. But because of this pressure on our king, we have to play this check. The knight's holding this square, so the king, when we play this check, has to go here. Then we're gonna play this check, I believe. And then the king's gonna go there, and then we're gonna take the, oh no, we're not gonna take the bishop. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna have a discovery, I guess, somewhere. Take this bishop with check? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go here, and then they don't make us finish out the sequence. They just wanted to make sure that we didn't go after the wrong plan there. Oh, this one. I'm wondering if this is like knight captures, king goes in the corner, bishop sacks. Now, maybe on the 2 or 3 days ago, I did a puzzle, or I guess it was 2 or 3 days ago. It was a while back when I did these puzzles with you before. I missed the idea of sacrificing a bishop to get mate. And here, I think I'm seeing that idea again showing up. So it's like knight checks, king goes over, sacrifice the bishop with check. King's only move is to take. Queen checks, king goes back in the corner from here. And then queen goes here for mate because the knight has that square. So it's like this, 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 and then that. See that? Because the knight has this square. So kind of a fun one, but definitely one that was made possible through the mistakes of a different puzzle rush on YouTube here. So, all right, so queen checks would be one idea. So we could step to the side and then capture, but maybe that is a good idea. So queen. Yeah, one thing we have to check out is I think about sacrificing possibly like the rook and the bishop for a queen. So I want to play queen checks and then pawn takes is my idea. And let's look at why that might be strong. I don't really care where the king goes. He can go to any of those squares after I check. The queen could also block, but she's not going to give herself for the bishop. So queen checks, the king goes to one of these squares. Then we capture here, and it's one of those problems again where the queen's trying to do two things, right? She wants to recapture, partly because the pawn's attacking the queen and the bishop, so like recapturing stops that threat, but also the rook is attacking this rook. So check, capture, and then see how she sacked? That's the part where I decided to check to make sure the king had a square, because now we're able to get away from mate. So, all right, queen here. Yeah, I think we're gonna play queen here and just threaten mate there. Some players might have played like bishop takes rook, and if the king captures, you have mate, but then if the rook captures, you're like, oh, I guess that wasn't the way. So I think queen here, then the knight's gonna try to go up here because the knight would be able to guard this square that we're trying to checkmate the king on. So knight would go up there, bishop takes knight, and then we're able to get our mate, so. All right, we have three, like two attack, well, we have three technically, 3 attackers, 2 defenders, so this is seeming awfully tempting just to win the piece. Can look at our own pieces. None of these pieces come under fire after making this capture, so looking pretty good. And then the bishop's also controlling the back rank, so if rook takes, queen takes, and they play the rook over, our back rank isn't hanging, so seems good. Yeah, okay, so they go up there and threaten this mate, and then we have to consider the best way to stop it. I think it's gonna be pawn up would be the way to stop that mate. Try putting the knight in the way. It fails because you only have 2 defenders and they have 3 attackers, so the knight just dies. So I think it's gotta be pawn up. Way to stop that. Yeah, and then this is what I was talking about before about this being protected is important. So now it's kind of a matter of where does our queen go, right? We're not gonna, we sacrifice sometimes for mate, like the bishop controlled this, but notice too, we only have 1 piece supporting, they have 2 defenders of that rook. Queen and the knight both defend it, so we basically have to like move way over here, I think. Which is a bit scary. I mean, when you're moving a major piece like this, a queen, really far away from your king, and your opponent's pieces are all kind of more centralized, like where they're having impact on the center, aimed up at your king. It gets a bit nerve-wracking, but we move here, and we just recapture. Alright, knight's got that. All we need is this, because This is their own piece, that's their own piece, that's their own piece, so this will be mate, checkmate. Don't go here, the pawn will kill you, so go there. And black to move here, let's see. So we got a bishop and a knight that are hit, and our rook can capture. So we got lots of moves that can make it play, like rook takes, so take this one over. What are we trying to do though? What is the end goal here? Would moving the queen over here be good for us? Not sure that it would. Could do that and then take and then do something. What is the idea? Oh, I see it now. We're gonna capture here and bring the rook over. You might say, well, what does that accomplish? Well, if this rook is here and the rooks are no longer supporting each other, we'll have a move like this, attacking the bishop and attacking that rook. And as you probably notice, they can take our bishop for free, but we have this queen capturing the rook with check. So, and then getting a rook is worth more, right? So it's capture here, queen goes there, capture, and then we basically won the exchange with that series of moves. So we could check here first. This looks like a deflection puzzle. So we're gonna check here. The queen has these squares, like these are the squares we currently control around the king, just these two, and then they have their pawn there. When the bishop checks, it controls these squares, so two more. So the king slides over. Then we control the last square, so it looks like checkmate. But their queen takes, and then after their queen takes, we send this one in with check. And then there's still another thing that can happen. The bishop can block, but then our bishop that went here, along with our queen, coordinate against the bishop for mate. So we're gonna have queen takes bishop checkmate at the end of this. So here we go. Check, 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 and then mate, like I said. So kind of a fun one. Not so bad. All right, what are we doing? I always say that right. What are we doing? Look at the thing and figure out the type of puzzle. Black to move, and we find ourselves in a little bit of trouble here. The queen's attacking our rook, the knight's attacking our bishop. There's not like an obvious check. This may be a puzzle whose sole purpose is to see if we can save material. So we need to find this move, rook up, guarding the bishop. Or if that's not the correct way, there's also rook here, guarding the bishop as well. But I kind of like this way, just keeping more central control. Let's try to figure out what's wrong with this one. Maybe just queen up would be bad news then? Yeah, I think queen up would attack both, right? So she'd attack this and this. And then suddenly we don't have a way to defend. So yeah, rook to d3. Just back up here. And it's wrong, but I assume maybe it was just like a try to survive puzzle. All right, this looks like a sacrifice. So sack, check, and then knight comes in to threaten mate, so. And pawn takes knight, and we're off and running, so. All right, we could take here, take there with check. Is it enough? What else can we do? What should we do here? Maybe the bishop dies? So like take, king over. Check here. No, we can't check there because this knight's here. So we can take. This knight's still around. It means these squares are still protected, so we can't go on either of these. But we're checking the king. If the king goes there, it's easy. We just go there, check, and take the bishop, and everything's pretty simple. But if the king goes this way, what are we doing? Queen up here, maybe? Seems so slow. But maybe we have the time, because their queen can't really check us. We have a rook guarding this check. Pawn guards that one. I guess there's this check, exploiting the fact that the queen, so if we capture here, the pawn can take, but when the pawn takes, we'd have queen takes queen. So let's do this. Yeah, cool. So I'm not sure if they missed that or they're just doing it to stop us from checkmating them, right? So, all right, black to move again. A little bit going on right here. We got a bishop over here. Got a lot of things happening. Maybe queen checks. If we queen check first, we get more choices on what move we want to make next. queen, king goes over. Then we could take that bishop. Knight captures. Threatens check. Oh, threatens a powerful check anyway. So we could check to get our queen safe first. Could also do check pawn takes. Do check, king over, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes check just seems really scary. Yeah, then we get mated. That doesn't seem right at all. So queen checks, king goes over. If I play pawn takes, still take here. What are we trying to do? Maybe it's the knight moves up here. Maybe it's queen checks and the knight moves up here as our move. Let's try that. Oh, it's not knight moves up there. Alright, well. Seemed to make sense to me. Let's see. I can't move the knight because we're pinned. Could have stepped the king over and threatened mate. This is also a problem. We can just go rook. Yeah, so we need to mate quickly. How do we mate quickly here? King up. Rook. King, and we can't move our guy. Missed a couple of these in a row. Not really sure on this one. What am I doing here? Maybe just king over and they can't stop mate. Even if they take, we take, they queen, we're still fine, so... Yeah, we let them queen and just mate, I guess. That's cool. Alright. I think rook captures first is the more powerful way to do this. Because with that capture, then when their rook takes, we can capture back, pinning the queen to the king. Is that quite right? Let me look at this again. Bishop, queen, but look who's there defending still. What about... Bishop takes, rook takes, queen checks. That could be pretty devastating. So it goes bishop, rook, and then queen comes in. That seems awfully good. Yeah, we're able to take here then. Exciting stuff. Alright, white to move. Check and then queen. Be decent. These pawns are ready to go, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Queen. Okay, and they're basically saying, like, what do you do now? I think just queen here would be a good way to start. Because that would only give the king this move there. And I could check here, and that's mate, right? No, it's not mate. You want to be able to check there. So if we check there, we'd go there. And then we'd have rook captures. And then when the rook captures, the queen would have to take. That's pretty exciting, actually. I like this a lot. So queen checks, and then this rook capture would be checkmate if this was like a knight or some other piece, but because it's a queen, she can take, so check. Oh, wow. What should I have done instead there? Oh, maybe it wants me to take this. Huh. Oh, right, because yeah, it is take this. I miscounted there. We have 2 defenders and only 1 attacker after this. I actually mentioned that earlier in this puzzle rush. Oops. Well, taking the rook for free is the better move there. So, all right, let's get started with these and see what we should have done differently. So, oh, rook takes knight. What? I can't remember what I even played in this puzzle. Oh, I played rook up. Oh, the knight's just hanging. I didn't even consider if the knight was hanging, so that's on me for not even looking for that. That's too bad. Definitely check to see if the pieces are hanging. And this was a really tough one, I thought. I used knight to f5 and I was wrong. That's all it wanted. I guess we're ahead pawns, maybe? Yeah, we're up 2 pawns, I guess. So the idea is that even though the material ends up on the board looking pretty equal. Yeah, I missed that. I was trying to do some other, like, cool move with the knight or something, trying to take away their attack, but... Alright, and then this one, This is just taking the rook at the end, I think. That's what we found out. Yep, take the rook. I'd captured here, which was a mistake, a big time blunder, right? Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed the content, and let me know how your puzzles are going after watching this. Did try to go a little bit faster today, so we weren't spending as much time solving a lot of them, but it's good. I hope that you're taking time to do puzzles, because it will help out your chess game quite a bit. And then if any of you are tournament players, I'd be curious too, as we work together more, to know how your rating's changing. Is your rating going up? Are there things you need help with? Behind me, I don't know if I've really talked about this much yet, but these are all chess books. I got a rather large bookshelf of books here, and opening books, pretty much every kind of chess book that there is out there. And maybe at some point I'll start going through some of those like I used to do as well. Definitely enjoy that type of content. But anyway, have a great day. Thank you for stopping by to check out the puzzles today, and next time we'll just try to get a few more of them solved, right? So we got to 42 today, and my best is 55, so it wasn't a terrible day, just kind of more of an average day, I would say, for myself, and just got to keep working. So thanks again for being here, and bye for now.